So what are we working on here?
We're making our headlight buckets for our grill. We're modifying this grill to go from, I think it's a 56 to a 55 grill. The customer likes the recessed headlights, you know, with the trim ring that's recessed, which we like also. It looks cool. But the 55 has more of a bug-eyed headlight ring bezel on it. So we're going to graft the 56 headlight buckets onto the 55 grill. So I don't know if we should even show that one, because
So this is the finished one.
this is a finished one. And you can see on the grill here, the difference is there's a big eyebrow on this one, and obviously this is a flat spot here on the bottom for the blinkers. We're getting rid of those too, so it'll just be completely round. So you can kind of see the difference here on.
So which one's which again?
This is a 56, and I think this is 50. This might be 53. I know I'm saying it wrong, so I can't remember offhand what
We'll have to
year.
double check on that.
Yeah, but they like this grill style better than this one.
Yeah, that's the much better one. I think that's the one we put on the 53 Ford, right?
I think so, yeah.
I think
And
so
it
too.
might be a 53 grill, yeah. We did use this on it, because it's got the floating V8 right here.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool. But this one just had like a headlight bezel that came up, and they kind of look real bug-eyed looking. And the customer likes the recessed headlight where the bezel goes down into the headlight. And we do too, and get rid of the eyebrow. So in order to do that, we're kind of grafting the two together. I took the inner ring out of here that actually holds the headlight assembly, and then I made my own ring. Hammered this out yesterday on the hammer, and this will go. This is our inner ring that actually holds the headlight. We'll get this all squared away to look like so, and I'll have to trim all this down, and then I'll have to cut this piece off of the other one just so we can get all this stuff, the mounting hardware
And the lip.
and this inner lip, yeah. But if I could do that, I mean, it'd probably take too long to do that, but
Just easier to graft the two together.
yeah. But
That looks good, taking pieces from one and
yeah.
makes a match.
So I'll
Those
get,
lights definitely look better.
yeah. I'll give you an idea what it looks like. This sit in here right. So this headlight will sit down in there like so, and then your trim ring goes on like that. Obviously your headlight bulb's there, so it's more of a, instead of a bug-eyed look.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. It'll be something different. People will look at that grill and go, well, that's a 53 grill, but something's different about it, you know?
I know it caused a lot of confusion with Rob's truck.
Yeah. Well, the truck was a 56.
And I think it had a 53 grill.
Exactly.
People were always screaming about it. Like, oh, that's not a 56, it's a 53.
Right.
Yeah.
The grill doesn't make the truck. The truck makes it.
It throws everybody off.
Yeah, exactly.
The custom car and truck world.
Yeah, and that's fine. We like to confuse people. So the main thing on getting this hammered out is getting it perfectly round. Now I have to go back and trim this. Once I get this, I needed this bucket to get the shape, and this will actually get welded on there. I'll have to trim this, and then probably actually finish totally shaping this.
Get it to match this side.
Yeah. So it's on the agenda. And I mean, this is just a, for instance, you can see I already had to do some cutting. I mean, look how, this is an aftermarket grill. So I mean, this is the mounting surface you got to deal with. So I had to cut the tab off, hammer and dolly that out, and then I'll have to completely re-weld this back on just to get the thing to sit flat, you know. So That's the kind of stuff you don't see, like, oh, you just did this, but it's like, no, we had to change all that, you know. It's those little steps that slow you down. And then we'll make sure this is all good on the height, and then we can set our bucket on. That's the other thing you got to watch on this is, like, I have no real good reference point. You know, other than measuring, I need to know how high this is, and then how high it is from here to the lip on here, just to get them, you know, straight and the same. Again, I'll have to cut this one off. I'll cut this one like, you know, like right down here, which the only part that sucks is I'm gonna have to cut it on the inside here too, because we got to get rid of this.
Like a surgeon.
Yeah. I mean, this will be, eventually will be cut like right on this edge, and that'll just follow right on around like that, and I'll bring my piece up to that and then weld it all the way around the edge, which is kind of a pain, but
You can do it, Mark. I have all the faith in the world for
we
it.
can do it. We can do anything with a tape measure like this.
Yeah, thanks, George.
Yeah, thanks. Tape measure.
Uh-oh, Scott steal it. No, Scott has his
Tape.
Scott has his own now. Somebody
I see that.
Somebody sent him
sent-
3 new
yeah.
tape measures.
That was nice, man. Now he's ahead of me. Somebody needs to send me another. Well, I don't know.
We're gonna have to hang them on the wall like a trophy wall.
Right. What else?
Like a bunch
can
of
we
deer
get?
heads. There'd be a bunch of tape measures on that back wall.
Right.
It'd be BMX bikes and tape measures
Yeah,
on
right.
that back wall.
Tape measures on the wall. We need to figure out something else.
You still want a crossbow, right? Send
Yeah,
Mark the
crossbow would be nice. Deer season's coming up. I mean, September 15th, deer season, bow season starts.
Old Markinsell, he needs a crossbow.
I don't need one yet, you know. It's like I always told myself I'm not gonna get a crossbow until I can't draw my regular compound bow back. But
They do look fun.
they do look fun, yeah. So
They'll come in handy during the zombie apocalypse.
exactly, zombie deer apocalypse. Don't know if we want to eat them deer, so
They'll be fun to kill though.
yeah, exactly. All right, I gotta get to work too.
Get back to work. Is that your trim line?
Yeah, well, just to get it perfectly level. Right now I'm just actually checking for trueness, you know. It's like a wheel. Just holding this marker here on this block and up against the block down there so I can see if it gets further away or closer to, then it's a little off. Which it's a little off, but right there is the worst part. Like, It's like this part's bowing in too early, you know. So I'm gonna have to make some adjustments there. Like from there to there, that's what I got marked. Same on this side, like those two sides, and then it gets right down to the, right on it. But my circle fits in here pretty good. It's hair loose. You tighten it up a little.
It's pretty damn close.
Yeah, it's pretty close. Might shrink these sides in more. See, I'm tight there. It's kind of a weird deal.
So you'd have to use a shrinker stretcher, bring it in a little more.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to shrink this area in. It's just hard to get a good look at it, you know what I mean? Like, to tell the profile on the side. You almost have to, I don't even know that it'd be even noticeable. I mean, you'd have to have a
You have to really look
laser eye to
Yeah.
be able to tell.
You have to have a tape measure out to notice it.
I don't even think you could with a tape measure. The only way you could do it is if you were able to spin it on the table. Well, you can't do that when it's on the truck, so I'll tweak on it a little bit here and then get our other piece welded in. And get it smoothed out. It's pretty smooth. Got a couple spots I need to hammer and dolly, but then I'll sand it all down good. Then put it on. Then I get welded onto that. Probably have to raise this up just a hair. Seems like it wants to go up very high. Needs to be at 2 inches. We're at 2 1/4. Then that'll get trimmed off. That's just to get my height right where it needs to be. I must have just knocked it back out. Yep. Can't stay in there. Lamp on it goes.
So you're gonna steal the lip from this one?
Yeah, I'm gonna try it. If it don't work, I'll have to take one.
This is plan A.
Yeah, this is plan A.
Plan B is the hard way. Make it yourself.
Yep, sometimes. Oh, look at that.
Hey.
Trim it down a little bit.
That's right on the money.
Kind of looked like I knew what I was doing, huh?
Kind of looks like you knew what parts to run.
Right. Get that welded in there and set it on this piece. make sure I get this lined up right. Don't screw that up. It's gonna be a really delicate weld here.
Why is that?
Well, it's so thin and it's right on this lip, you know. Not the preferred place to weld it, but really didn't have any choice. Not enough meat on this ring, you know, to been nice if the ring went down and I could have cut it down here, you know.
Yeah.
Out in the flat, but I'm right on this edge. So basically I'm just going to be fusing these two edges together.
It'll be strong enough to hold a headlight though.
Oh yeah, it'll be strong enough. It's just going to be a pain in the ass to weld.
Yeah.
See, this metal is so thin and there's not enough metal behind it to like, I mean there is, it's just got to be careful with it. Because you'll end up blowing this away and you'll start chasing it if you don't watch your heat, you know, and you're right on a point, you know, a peak right here.
You want to keep it sharp too?
Yeah, well, it needs to have a little bit of an edge, you know. So I mean, it'll have a little bit of an edge to it, you know, flat if you want to call it, or rolled over edge, but
Tricky piece.
yeah, it's just not the easiest way to weld it, or the easiest weld, I should say. I don't think there's an easy way to do what we're doing here.
So what are we doing to the grill?
Well, we cut this piece off of the old grill, and I made my headlight buckets already, so now we gotta graft this center section onto these two buckets. It'll be on here, something like that. Cut these out because the old buckets are smaller than these. See the difference?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I mean they're, well,
Kind of hard to see it.
even like this, you can see
There we
right
go. That's better.
how small. I mean, it's not a ton, but it is.
Maybe an inch.
Yeah. So, and that's in order to get the recess, like the headlight bucket goes down in here that holds the bulb. And this one sat right on top of here, and then there was a trim ring on top of it. So it's got the recess look to it. So these are gonna have to get grafted onto this piece here. But we're gonna have to do some repairs. I guess from the factory, like you cannot get paint in here. You know, there's just no way. So I'm gonna have to have them put some kind of epoxy primer on there before I weld these back together. I took it apart just so I could sandblast it. Get some of this in here too. It's hard to get to. You can't even get paint in there. So we're gonna have to get some kind of protection in there and then weld it together, and then we're gonna have to go back in and try and get color in there. So we'll get all that done, and I can start fitting it for weld it to these buckets.
Man, you got it all chopped up.
All torn up.
You're fucking it all up.
We're gonna take these two.
Gotta break it to make it, right?
And it's gonna weld. These two are seamed right here, but I'm gonna weld it together so it's one piece and doesn't have a flange. Because the rest of it will all be, well, they took my other part. But this will be welded to the other lower piece also, so it'll all look seamless, you know.
Oh, did the body shop take the other one down?
Yeah, they gotta.
You're gonna prime it?
They're gonna epoxy it. When I get this welded up, they'll epoxy the back side of this, so it's got some protection in there. I gotta get these welded together first.
Thanks for watching. If you want to see more build videos like this, help us out by liking, commenting, and subscribing to our channel. And it's a little thing to do, but don't forget to turn on those notifications. If you want to buy merch, go to store.classiccarstudio.com. See you next time.